I've been playing Mario for as long as I can remember. They've always been games that I could fall back on no matter what. Games that I could always play and have a great time with. This is especially true for Mario's 3D outings. But which one is actually the best? Of course, we all have our own preferences on which one is the definitive title, but as somebody who's played all the 3D Mario games, I think I'm qualified to take a look at all of them and see what's good about them and see what's bad about them. I'm going to be using a tier list to rank these games to keep it simple. Also, just a reminder, these are my opinions, so don't argue with them, just be civil. First up, Super Mario 64. I remember for my 8th birthday, I was trying to get an original Nintendo 64. And guess what? I did. Not only did I get a Nintendo 64, but I also got Mario 64 and Super Smash Bros. With it. I have to say that playing Mario 64 for the first time was so fun, especially on the original hardware. But nowadays, when I try to play on the original hardware, it just feels too stiff. But hey, I was 8, I didn't really care. Despite the absolutely putrid camera system, Super Mario 64 is a great game that inspired so many other games too. I mean, some of the mid-game to late levels are a bit annoying to navigate, and don't even get me started on shifting Sandland. Bro, that is my kryptonite. This game is still very fun and left a legacy like no other game has before, with an incredible modding scene. Is it the best 3D Mario game? No, absolutely not, far from it, but I appreciate what it did. I'm putting this at a low A tier. Next up, Super Mario Sunshine. I like this game. I got this game one day in summer of 2024 at a game exchange near me. I went home, popped it in, and had a really good time with it. I never understood all the hate this game gets. I mean, yeah, it has its fair share of flaws, but that doesn't bring down the whole experience. I really like Mario's moveset in this game. I also think Flood adds a lot of diversity to Mario's arsenal. On top of the hover nozzle, you could also use the rocket nozzle and the turbo nozzle, which both have their own little uses. One thing I really like is that if you're playing this game on GameCube, if you sort of push down on the trigger, Mario can run around and jump while spraying water. But if you fully push down and feel a click, Mario locks in place and you can spray water that way. And hey, we now have a free camera, which still isn't that great, but I'll take it. Some flaws include the reuse of bosses at the start of the game, and levels like the Pachinko game, the Casino Secret, and the Manta Storm, which can be unbearable at times. Another thing I don't really like is how you're required to beat the 7th episode of every level in order to beat the game. It just makes any other additional shines that you get completely pointless. I want to talk about this game in its own video at some point, so I'll stop there and say it's going at a high B tier. Wow, that was a great opinion, but that was just my take on it. Let's hear the general consensus of this game. Hey man, what do you think about Super Mario Sunshine?
I despise Mario Sunshine. Don't even get me started on this absolute train wreck of a game. It has zero replayability. There is nothing unique about these level design. All of them look the same. The camera control is awful. $50 of mine just wasted down the drain on this absolute dumpster fire of a game. Actual, just atrocious, just useless waste of space.
Next up, Super Mario 64 DS. I don't know, man. So I've had this game since birth, and I have no clue where I got it, but Super Mario 64 DS? It's alright. This game is a flat-out remake of Mario 64, but for whatever reason, it never really advertised it on the case. All it described was a multiplayer game, which we will get to later, don't you worry. Honestly, I never saw too much of an issue with the D-pad. Sure, using a circle pad or joystick would be better, but it's gonna be okay, guys. In this game, there are 4 players that you could pick from, which all have their own uses, but Luigi, Yoshi, and Wario barely have a reason to be here. Luigi has a cool backflip, Yoshi has a flutter ability, and Wario can break black bricks. Let's be honest here, you might as well just stick with Mario for most of the game. Also, the 30 stars that they advertise barely amount to anything. Most of them are just either collecting silver stars or switch missions. In the multiplayer mode, it's fine. It's just collecting and trying to steal stars from other players. But this game does have mini-games though. These are so fun. I played these for hours as a youngin'. The snowball one's gotta be my favorite though. Yeah, this game is weird. I'm gonna put it at a low B tier. We've officially arrived at my favorite game of all time, Super Mario Galaxy. I won't go into too much detail because I've already went over this game in a previous video, and you can go watch that for my full opinion. But Super Mario Galaxy is an absolute masterpiece. It has innovative mechanics, an interesting plot, great levels, really solid music, and a great atmosphere. The only thing I really have a problem with is the power-ups. This is an easy S tier for me though. Moving on. The next game is Super Mario Galaxy 2. Man, this game is so much fun. Now, I am in the camp that believes that this game isn't as good as the first game, but I'm not here to compare. I am strictly looking at this game for what it is, and I gotta say, this game is great. It took everything from the first game and expanded upon it. I really like the power-ups here, and I especially love the Cloud Flower. It is a joy to use. Most of the levels here are really solid, and hey, Yoshi's here now, and he's pretty great. He has his own slew of powers as well, which makes for some really memorable levels. And the soundtrack is honestly outstanding. There are so many great tracks. This is probably my favorite Mario soundtrack of all time. But I do think that the developers were kind of running out of ideas near the end of the game. Like, why is Womp's Fortress here? I'm also not sure how to feel about the hub world. There's just nothing for me to do here. No secrets, really. This game also lacks any semblance of a story. But it is a Mario game, so I mean, that is to be expected. This is an S tier for sure though. No questions about it. Moving on, we have Super Mario 3D Land. I don't own a physical copy. Anyway, I've had this game for a long time and played it to death as a youngin', but I think compared to most of these games on the list, 3D Land falls short. This is the most Mario game I've ever played. The only things new here are the 3D capabilities, Biddy Bud, and this fella. That isn't an insult to the game's quality, but I think it barely has an identity of its own. But what is here is still really good. The levels are solid and I like the music. I think it's cool that all the levels in each world don't try to match with the theme of the world. For example, you don't always get a desert level in the desert world. The Tanuki suit is cool and works just fine. Not much to complain about here, just not as good as the games on the top of the list. I'm putting this game at a mid-B tier. Super Mario 3D World is up next, and man, this game is a blast to play. There's so much content here. 8 standard worlds and 4 extra ones, 5 playable characters, tons of green stars and stickers to go after, all are running very smoothly. The visuals are simultaneously very good, and kinda just alright. Like, look at that water! And then look at some of the other visuals. But the biggest feature of this game is the 4-player multiplayer. Yeah, this game is so fun to play with friends. It never fails to disappoint. This game also includes a brand new power-up, the Cat Suit. It gives you the ability to climb on walls and scratch enemies. Another neat thing about this game is the big band soundtrack. They go for a jazz theme and it works so well. There's even Captain Toad levels here, which led to the guy getting his own game. There's basically nothing wrong here. An obvious S tier for sure. Last up is Super Mario Odyssey. And hot take, it's incredible. During 2017 to 2018, this is the only thing I cared about. I've probably beaten this game over 20 times. I even did a speedrun of this game on my channel. The advertisements I saw of this game back then had everybody excited. I even recorded one of the ads on my 3DS. This game absolutely delivered in every way. The control you have of Mario is unlike any other game I've seen. It's so smooth and you have different moves that you can pull off. There's so many cool kingdoms to see with varying quality. And the outfits were awesome here. I always love a good character customizer. There's a 2-player mode that's pretty fun. Luigi's Balloon World was a good time. And overall, this game is just really, really good. S tier. S tier all day. And with that concludes all the 3D Mario games. And you may be asking, what about Bowser's Fury? And to answer your question, little fella, I don't count that as a 3D Mario game. And also because I don't want this video to be any longer. Alright, see you later.